We sent in a crew to turn it over and make it rent ready, and now there's a great tenant in there who takes great care of the house. So I've done some low income housing and managing a lot of rental properties. I've had some headaches right over the 10
Sure.
years.
Yeah.
And one that stands out, which is, I mean, even embarrassing to talk about. So you know it's good, right?
Yep, exactly. Like, ooh, the juice is coming out.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man. So we had a tenant, and for the last 5 years, I'm less and less involved in property management, right? So my
Sure.
assistant handles leasing and tenant interactions, contractors handle maintenance, turns, all of that. And I'm focused on more high level portfolio issues as well as coaching, speaking, and helping other people, which is what fires me up more. And so we had this house that we rented, and it had been a Section 8 rental for a number of years. And, we had probably at our peak, maybe 25 rentals that were Section 8, had Section 8 residents in them.
But then,
And really, you know, nothing terrible. I was familiar with the program. The people are the same. The tenant, the residents are the same. It's just you have this government organization to deal with in addition to the residents. And so the tenant moved into this house, new tenant moved into the house, and everything was fine. They never called about anything and never had any issues with Section 8. And Section 8, once they move in, you have about a year until that next inspection.
right.
And it was something weird. We didn't hear anything from the tenant, and it was something weird with COVID where the Section 8 offices were really delayed.
Sure.
Well, we didn't have an inspection at a year, and I forget how long it went. But all of a sudden, they started having maintenance complaints, and we were sending out contractors, and the contractors would they would look at the problem and say, yeah, I can't fix that problem. And these weren't our in-house contractors because we just had a lot going on at that point.
Sure.
And so these were independent contractors. And after a while, I thought, man, this must be like some serious plumbing problem I've never dealt with. And then all of a sudden, we heard reports that we got called from maybe a county health department or something that they were condemning the house.
Oh, wow.
And the woman was being kicked out who was the tenant. And apparently there were massive parties. Like, we were never told anything, but
Sure.
apparently the police, all this came out through the county health department. Police had been there a number of times for these massive parties where people were shooting in the street.
Oh,
Like,
Lord.
holy mackerel, that's terrible.
Right.
It is horrific. That's not the influence we're looking to have in our communities, right?
Right.
And she was moved out. The house was all boarded up by the city. We talked to the city and basically explained we didn't know anything about this, right? This isn't
Sure.
how we operate. We have plenty of properties, we take care of our properties. And I felt horrible about it. And the inspector was like, well, as long as you're going to make the house nice again, then we'll take the boards off and it won't be condemned and you can do what you need to do. So I sent a clean out crew over there, and he was like, yeah, I'll have my guys show up and we'll take care of it. Do you know how big a dumpster you need? I said, I don't know, but it must be bad, right? It has to be bad. Because I was piecing together that the contractors wouldn't work there because of how bad the property was, not the plumbing issue.
Right.
And so he showed up with 2 full-length dumpsters and had his crew clean out the house in one day. And I drove by, and those dumpsters were just heaping. It was the worst scene I have ever seen. And the house was just destroyed inside. I have no idea what happened in there for a year and a half. That's definitely what you don't want to have happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's one of those that, I could manage 100 rentals for 30 years, and that one I would still talk about at the end, right? That would be one of those that stands out.
Oh,
So,
for sure.
but we sent in a crew to turn it over and make it rent ready, and now there's a great tenant in there who takes great care of the house. So, it all worked out, I guess.